The heck? Okay, flipped it there, huh? And good afternoon, everybody. After a slight technical mess up on my part, we are live for another game of Strat-O-Matic baseball. The last game before I take off for California, game number 640. That 6 could be a little clearer. I think I just made it worse. Anyway, you can read it. 640 Chicago White Sox at Kansas City Athletics, the second of a 4-game set. And this was that a Tuesday or a Wednesday? Let me check it. It was a Tuesday. So they have a Wednesday doubleheader. That's why I was wondering about that. And hello, Ernest. Welcome. Just about packed. Did something earlier I haven't done in a long time. I came back from walking at the treadmill at the gym. And a person who doesn't even have a parking permit, they're supposed to park in the guest spaces, not the resident spaces, parked in a resident space with the nose taking up another space. So not only was this person parked where they shouldn't have been parked, but they're taking up 2 spaces. So I wrote a little note that simply said, "Park much?" and stuck it on their window. Last I checked, the car was gone. So who knows if they even saw it. Probably saw it after they got driving down the road and it flew out of the windshield wiper, right? Because it is raining, so they'd have to turn their wipers on. Well, wait a minute. When I say they have to turn their wipers on, we're assuming a person of at least some intelligence here. So that could... Oh, did I just say that? And I buried the lead. Okay, the lead is, obviously, the Chicago White Sox bring a 7-game winning streak into this. Can you believe that? They are 32-31 now. They're tied for, let me look it up again. I had this in my head earlier. They are tied for 4th with the Detroit Tigers, 11.5 games behind Baltimore. And just 1 game behind the Cleveland Indians for 3rd place. The 7-game streak, so let's think about that. They started the streak 25-31. Now they're over 500, 32-31. Kansas City has been a fun team this year at 30-33. They're still overachieving their real life pace by 5 games. They were 25-38 at this point in real life. Hey there, Mike. Welcome. I did say it. I'm fast and loose. I'm excited and somewhat nervous for the trip. Nervous a little bit for Mookie. I think he'll be fine. I'm most nervous about landing at LAX. I have not been at LAX since, are you ready for it? 1975. And it was a freaking circus then. So 50 years later, just over 50 years, because that would have been the summer of 75. August, I want to say. That was when I flew to Houston, Texas on a red-eye. That was only the 2nd time I'd ever flown. The first time being the previous year, 1974. Also to Houston, Texas, but not on a red-eye. So, what have we got to unfold today? Like I say, the big news is the White Sox, of course. Tommy John will take the mound. John, with an excellent card, has underachieved this season. Let's look at his numbers. He's 4-7, 4.80, dead last on the team in ERA, and he had a 2.62 in real life. Reminds me a lot of Steve Rogers in my 1982 replay. His ERA over 2 full runs higher than it was in real life. Rogers led the majors in ERA in 1982. John, in 14 starts, 2 complete games, in 90 innings, 101 hits, 28 walks, 51 strikeouts. He has given up 11 home runs. That's hurt him. But that's not wildly out of line. I always figure 1 homer for every 10 innings pitched is acceptable. Anything over that. And of course, it depends on the ballpark ratings too. Even if you're not using the ballpark effects. Yeah. The right-hander Ralph Terry for Kansas City. I'm stalling for time. I'm trying to find his numbers. Here he is. 2-2, 4.24. 7 starts. He's also worked 6 games out of the pen, 51 innings, 53 hits. Only 7 walks to 26 strikeouts. But again, the home run bugaboo, he's given up 9 gopher balls. I just realized I didn't move my other light into position. I loved it then, now I hate it. Flying, that is. Hang on here, let me get this other light closer. The sunlight, I find that helps as a second light source. I'm not sure you can even hear me. I know you can hear me now, but when I get that far away from the camera, probably. And hello, Rick. Well, again, the biggest question, Rick, is can the White Sox extend their winning streak to 8? And Tommy John's certainly overdue for some better luck. Here's their lineup. Tommy Agee leads off in center field. Don Buford at third base. Tom McCraw is in right field today. Bill Skowron at first. J.C. Martin will do the catching. Jerry Adair at second base, Lee Elia at short, Ken Berry in left field, and John the pitcher, 9. I had written in John Romano as the Who's Hot, and then as I was making out the lineups, discovered that he's not in the lineup. So I added Tommy Agee. Romano available off the bench, 389 in the last 10 days, 1 homer, 6 RBIs. Agee in the last 10 is hitting 327, 1 homer, 3 RBIs. 3 RBIs doesn't sound like much, but remember, he's the leadoff man. Umpires for today's game: Ed Runge behind the plate, Red Flaherty at first, Al Salerno at second, and Marty Springstead at third, and we're about ready to get underway. Hello, Captain Carl. Yeah, exactly. You never know what's going to unfold. So let's play ball and find out. Agee comes to bat, hitting 274 on the year, 6 homers, 27 RBIs. Terry, here's the windup and the pitch. 5-7 right-handed grounder, second base X. That's Dick Green, a good fielder, 2E19. To his left, on a 4, he makes a diving stop to his feet and throws him out. Wow, what a play by Dick Green. It's a web jam right off the bat as he robs a base hit from Tommy Agee. That'll bring up Don Buford. Buford at 244 now, 6 homers, 33 RBIs. The 33 RBIs tied for the team lead with Floyd Robinson, who's also not in the lineup. Switch hitter, batting left-handed. Terry's pitch, 110 righty. He pokes it to short. Campy's got it on the second hop and throws him out. Here's Tom McCraw. This might be his first start in right field. He's played some first and some left. I don't remember him starting in right. In any case, the season has been a struggle for Tommy, hitting just 185. 1 home run, 14 RBIs, left-handed hitter. Pitches a 5-8 left-handed, liner right at Campaneris. So 1-2-3 go the White Sox in the first. After half an inning, it's Chicago 0 at Kansas City, coming to bat against Tommy John. And here's the lineup for Kansas City. Campy Campaneris, the shortstop, leads things off. Jim Gosker will play left field today. Mike Hirschberger is in right. Danny Cater at third base hits fourth. Ken Harrelson is at first base. Dick Green at second. Joe Nosek gets the start in center field. Phil Roof, the catcher. Roof appears to have taken over the starting catching duties. Looking at their other catchers, yeah, it was Ken Suarez, played quite a bit early. Oh, and Billy Bryan had 76 at-bats there before he was traded to the Yankees. So Roof pretty much looks like the starting catcher now. He had 389 at-bats in real life. And Terry the pitcher. Among other things, with Nosek in center and, excuse me, my voice again, Gosker in left, it gives Kansas City an all-two defensive outfielder, so they can go get him. They can go get him. Wow. All right. Campaneris to lead it off. John's ready to work. Campy hitting .269. 1 home run, 24 RBIs. The left-hander into the windup on a 6'9" right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. John opens the game with a strikeout, and here's the left fielder, Jim Gosker. Gosker just 6 for 36, a 167 average. Gosker came over, I want to say, from Boston. Does that sound right? Because he has 158 at-bats overall, 184, 3 homers, 11 RBIs would be his full season numbers. Left on left matchup for TJ. It's a 2-7 grounder to first, single on a 1. That's going to be fielded by Skowron. He underhands to John covering, and there's 2 down. That'll bring up Mike Hirschberger, the right fielder. Mike hitting .247, 1 homer, 25 RBIs. The pitch from TJ, 1-6 lefty, liner to third, single to 19. That's into left field for a base hit. First hit of the game is a 2-out single by Mike Hirschberger, a star 16 stealer. Let's take a look at the battery. John a +1 hold. Martin a 0, so 17 held at 15, and Cater at the plate. Danny Cater hitting just .206, 2 homers, 11 RBIs. Hirschberger held at 15. He's going to roll for it. He's a 5 or a 6. He doesn't get it. And here's the next pitch to Cater. 4-9 right-handed. Hard smash to third. Buford gloves it. He goes the short way to Adair. And that'll do it. No runs to hit, a man left, and we are scoreless after an inning. And I haven't said that in a while. For a while there, I was saying it every game. Here's Ralph Terry now. Bill Skowron will lead off the second. Skowron at .250, 6 home runs, 15 RBIs. Terry into the windup. fastball, 110 righty. He rips that into the left center. Double to 12. It goes to the wall, and he's in standing with a leadoff double. He split the gap with that one. And Skowron standing at second to lead off the inning. Here's the catcher, J.C. Martin. Martin, the backup catcher, hasn't played much. He's just 5 for 81. Excuse me, that's not true. 5 doubles. He is 19 for 81, a .235 average. He does have 1 home run. Terry checks the runner. 5-5 left-handed. Grounder shortstop X. Tough chance for Campaneris. Into the hole he goes. 323. On a 4, he can't get it. He knocks it down, but has no play. He does keep it on the infield, preventing Skowron from scoring, but that'll go as an infield single. And the White Sox have something going in the second inning. Martin, of course, no speed at first. Skowron not much better at third. Jerry Adair comes to bat here with nobody out. Thank you, Carl. That was the Sanders deal, yeah, with Tartable, Sheldon, and Wyatt. Oh, that reminds me of another thing. I'll get to that in a minute. I meant to say this at the start of the show. Adair is batting .410 with the White Sox. He is 16 for 39 since coming over. 3 of the hits for extra bases, 5 RBIs. And A. bunter. He also hits into a lot of ground ball A's. So early in the game, they're going to play it back. Adair, that's tempting to think about the sacrifice, but he's going to swing away. It's a 6-7 right-handed, and that's going to be 2. Grounder to short. Campy to Green to Harrelson. 6-4-3 double play. Skowron does score on that to put the White Sox on the board, but that clears the bases. So Terry got what he needed. 2 out, nobody on, and here's Lee Elia, the shortstop, batting .276. No home runs, 8 RBIs. Terry set now. 6-6 righty. That's ripped into left center. Triple to 9. And he'll hold with a long single. Hindsight's 20/20, but they would have been better off had Adair sacrificed. Okay, runner at first. No threat to steal. The batter is Ken Berry. Berry at .306, a homer, 12 RBIs. Hey, Ben Witz, welcome. Good to see you, as always. Terry from the stretch. That's a 3-9 right-handed. Grounder down to third. Cater to his left. He'll go the short way to Green for the force, and that'll do it. The White Sox settle for 1 run on 3 hits. They leave a man. And they lead it 1-0. There was a small transaction, a minor transaction, I should say, on this day. The Cubs purchased pitcher Don Lee from the Houston Astros. So that trade has been made, both with the cards and in the computer game. I wanted to be sure to get that in there before I left. Thank you for that trivia, Carl. Appreciate it. A pair of future Red Sox teammates, Jerry Adair and Ken Harrelson. And the Hawk will lead it off here in the bottom of the second. Harrelson hitting .260, 4 home runs, 19 RBIs. Tommy John gets the sign from Martin. comes in with a 2-4 lefty. Hard smash to third. Buford has it. Throws him out, 1 down. Dick Green will be the hitter. Green at 257, 3 home runs, and still leads the team in RBIs with 35. The wind-up on the pitch from John is a 210. He lifts it the other way to right field. McCraw is there to handle it. 2 quick outs for Tommy John. And here's the center fielder, Joe Nosek. Nosek 20 for 100. Well, I don't even need to tell you what he's batting, do I? No homers, 5 RBIs. 3-5 lefty, base hit into left field. 2 out single for Mr. Nosek, who's a star 15 stealer, +1 battery, 16 held on at 14. And here's the catcher, Phil Roof. The runner held, Roof will swing away. 2-9 lefty, swung on and missed, strike 3. Second strikeout for Tommy John. That one ends the inning. Athletics leave a man, and after 2, it's 1-0 Chicago. Raining here. Temperatures around 38. And the colder weather is coming. 38 doesn't sound right. Let me look at my other computer. I think it's warmer than that. Hell, this one says 36. Snow possible, high of 48. Tomorrow dropping to a high of 41, and then the snow comes. So, my point being, I'm getting out of here at just the right time. I love it when a plan comes together. Where is unmitigated? Good point there, Franklin. Hello, Richard. No beer batter, huh? Well, if Unmitigated was here, I think he might just name Ken Harrelson as the beer batter. Top of the third, Tommy John will lead it off. He bats right-handed. He's a 6 with end power. Terry with a 5-12 righty. John lifts it to center. Routine for Nosek, and there's 1 down. Here's Agee now. Grounded out in the first. Terry gets the sign. The wind up down the pitch to Tommy Agee's a 3-3. He rolls it over to short. Campaneris throws him out. And 2 quick outs here in the third. That'll bring up Don Buford, the switch hitter. Terry with the windup. Here's the pitch on a 6-5 lefty. It's a high fly ball crushed to deep right center. Hirschberger and Nosek watching it fly. Home run, Buford. That makes the score 2-0 Chicago. And for Don Buford, that's his 7th home run of the season. On a 6-5 left-handed Buford an N. He'd be a W against the left-handed pitcher. He has the power, and that was a no-doubter. Clean as a whistle. A 2-out blast by Buford. Tommy McCraw steps to the plate. Terry, 111 righty. That's a base hit into right field. Ralph Terry rated just 5 for starter endurance, so we're not expecting him to go deep. And here's Bill Skowron, who doubled his first time up. Terry checks the runner. Now from the stretch, 6-6 right-handed. That's ripped into left center. Triple to 9, and it's a 6. Look at him go. McCraw, they're waving him in. Skowron digging for third. The throw, he's in there with an RBI triple. Holy wow. Just the second triple for Skowron. He hit 2 in real life, so he has 2 in the replay. And Skowron with a little pop. Now we're on cycle watch for Bill Skowron. Gotta love that. We had a cycle watch come down to the last at bat yesterday with Sonny Jackson. So a runner at third, 2 down, and here's J.C. Martin. It's 3-0 White Sox. Terry checks the runner, comes to the plate, 4-7 lefty. High fly ball to center, going back is Nosek, double to 8, and Nosek makes a nice running catch to end the inning. That saves a run, but the White Sox get 2 on 3 hits and leave a man. And they take a 3-0 lead to the bottom of the third. Beer, batter, fish. That reminds me, for my last meal at home tonight, I'm making bacon-wrapped scallops. A special treat. Okay, John takes the mound, bottom of the third. Terry will lead it off. He's a 3 right-handed hitter. John's pitch on a 4-5 righty. He lifts it the other way to right field. Easy play for McCraw, and there's 1 down. Here's Campaneris. Campy struck out in the first. Tommy John with the windup and the pitch. It's a 4-4 right-handed. Grounder third base X. Tough chance for Buford. A 3-32. Here's the play on a 10. Error range. A 7 on a 32. And Buford's throw pulls Skowron off the bag, and that's going to be an error on Buford. So E5, Campy reaches, and you know what that means. For Buford, that's his 9th error of the season. +1 battery, 20 held at 18. He's looking for that lead, 2 through 6 or 12. 7, he just misses it. What would he be on the back? He'd be a 1 through 12 on his back number. Gosker at the plate. 1 out. Runner held. The White Sox put on the hit and run. He's a C, held, he's a B. And on an 8, ground out, runner advances. Ground out to first base. So a hit and run grounder moves the runner along, and with 2 down, Mike Hirschberger is the hitter. Hey, Jeremiah, good to see you. It's been a while. Hirschberger at the plate, Cater to follow. John checks the runner. The windup, the pitch. 2-7 lefty, and he loses him, ball 4. 2 out walk to Hirschberger. John trying to shut the door on this inning. Danny Cater trying to put his team on the board. Here comes the pitch. It's a 3-11 lefty. Base hit left field, open single. Campy 17-19, Barry a +1. Most it can be is 19, but they're going to send him. And Chicago will cut it off. And that'll keep Hirschberger at second. Campy scores easily. Give Cater the RBI. And Cater does indeed put the Athletics on the board. 3-1 the score now. And Ken Harrelson steps to the plate. John towing the rubber, checks the runners. From the stretch, 2-5 left-handed. He struck him out. Called strike 3. Harrelson does not like it, but the inning is over, and the Athletics settle for 1 run, 1 hit. They leave a pair. And that will be an unearned run as far as Tommy John's record is concerned. So he played 3. It is now 3-1 White Sox. Hang on, I've got to see what the cat has. I hear a clicking sound. Okay, that's fine. He's playing with an old charging cord that no longer doesn't fit anything I own anymore. It's, what do they call that? The Lightning? That's what I had on my old phone. I have no use for that cord anymore, so if he wants to play with it, I say knock yourself out, Mook. Well, good for you, Jeremiah. Nothing wrong with that. We move to the 4th. Jerry Adair will start it off. He bounced into a twin killing in the 2nd. Terry, 2-7 right-handed, fly to center field right in the heart of his good column. It's a routine play for the center fielder, Nosek, and there's 1 down. That is a beer. Thank you, Franklin. Happy Hour Thursday. I guess it has to be. I won't be here tomorrow. Here's Elia. He singled his first time up. Terry into the windup. It's a 6-3 righty, and he goes the other way with that and drops that in front of Hirschberger for a 1-out single. So Elia's 2 for 2. Here's Ken Berry. Terry out of the stretch. It's a 2-6 right-handed. Single into left center. Double to 4. That is going to be a double for Berry. He rolls the 2, and he's in with a double. Elia holds up at third. And the White Sox are in business again. 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. The pitcher up. John a B. bunter. Kansas City will bring the infield in with 1 out. Mrs. Bullfrog knows Mookie's name. John, a pretty decent hitting pitcher with end power. Infield in. Terry, the full windup. 2-7. Struck him out. Much needed strikeout for Ralph Terry. With 2 down, it'll be up to Agee. Buford on deck. Terry gets the sign. Pitch to Agee's a 6-4 righty. High pop fly to shallow center. Here comes Nosek. He just does catch up to it, and that'll retire the side. And the White Sox leave a pair in scoring position. So it's still 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. I had forgotten I named Harrelson the beer batter. I'm not used to being the one doing the naming. Unfamiliar territory here. Oh, there was some funny thing I saw on TV last night I was going to relay, and wouldn't you know it, I forgot it already. It might come to me. Bottom of the fourth, Dick Green will start it off. He's 0 for 1. Tommy John into the windup now. Here's the pitch. It's a 2-12 lefty. He pops him up left side. Elia will take it. With 1 out, Joe Nosek is the batter. Nosek singled his first time up. Tommy John's pitch is a 5-6 righty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. That is the 4th strikeout for John. And here's the catcher, Phil Roof. Roof was a strikeout victim in the second. John staring in. Here's the pitch. 2-6 left-handed. He struck him out again. 5 Ks for Tommy John, 2 in the inning. His first clean inning. And we're through 4 in a 3-1 ball game. Hello, Bob Merrow. Welcome. Something is the first. It's funny, Ben, because I took this cognitive test, and I did really well. I was surprised. So apparently you don't have to... It's a pretty easy test, let's just say, if I did well. All right. We move to the 5th inning. Don Buford will lead things off. Terry gets the sign. First endurance inning for Ralph Terry. Fastball, 5-3 left-handed. Fly ball to left field X. That's Gosker. Gosker, a very good outfielder, 2-E-3. And on an 18, he makes it look easy as he glides to it and makes the catch. And welcoming Mike's Mets in. Hello, Mike. Excellent crowd again today. Tom McCraw, the batter, 1 for 2. Terry's pitch. 3-7 right-handed. He lifts it to straightaway center. That's a routine play for Nosek, and there's 2 quick outs in the 5th. That'll bring up Skowron, who's doubled and tripled so far. Terry gets the sign. 5-6 right-handed. Hard smash to third. Cater to Harrelson, and that'll do it. A 1-2-3 inning for Ralph Terry. A big blow to Skowron's cycle chance there. I went to the gym for the treadmill today, Bob, since mine broke. And I'm going to have to look into that when I get back. It's either buy a new motor or get a different treadmill. My guess is by the time I get back, there's going to be a ton of treadmills on Marketplace and Craigslist. Maybe even more if I waited another month. Halfway through, it's a 3-1 game, White Sox leading. Terry will hit to lead off the bottom of the 5th. 3 right-handed batter on a 3-4. Struck him out. So Tommy John racking up the Ks now. That's 6. And here's Campy Campaneris. The left-hander delivers a 1-8 high fly ball to deep left field. Barry back at the track, at the wall. It's off the wall. Campy holds up at second with a double. So on a homer 1 through 5, he rolls the 11. And it's a 1-out double for Campy. That'll bring up the left fielder, Jim Gosker. Yingling. Oh, excuse me. That's the problem I have, man. I don't get notifications. I've signed up for everybody's notifications. I never get an alert. I don't know why. It's befuddling. All right, great speed at second with Campaneris. One away, here's Gosker. John checks the runner. The windup in the pitch on a 4-7 lefty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Another strikeout for TJ, and here's Hirschberger. Singled and walked so far. John into the windup. 2-8 lefty. He lifts a high fly ball to center. Agee cruising over to it and puts it away to end the inning. So no runs, 1 hit, a man left. We've played 5. It's 3-1 White Sox. The White Sox, again, if you missed the start of the game, they're going for their 8th consecutive win here today. When you click the bell, there's a little down arrow. Select all. Okay, bear with me, Ben. Before I forget, I'm going to go to my other computer. I should say, bear with me, everyone. I'm just going to click on one. Subscribed. All. Okay, I clicked the bell and it's where it says all. When you click that, a list should come up. Personalized? Oh, you'll get personalized notification. Okay, I've never done that before. Let's see if that works. Right click all above that. Oh, is that where you get the computer choices? Send to your devices, for example? Just choose all. Well, that's something new. Maybe that'll work. Anyway, enough time on that. Thank you, Ben. Oh, I just got a message from my other computer. Page shared from another device. Well, that's a good sign. It won't do anything to my phone as I have the phone set on Do Not Disturb from 1 to 3. Anyway, 6th inning in this game, 3-1 White Sox. J.C. Martin will start it off. Second endurance inning for Ralph Terry. He gets his sign from Root. The pitch is a 3-10 righty, and he walks him. Lead off walk to Martin, and that's going to get him stirring around in the Kansas City pen. Already trailing by 2. They use Dixon in real life. No, we don't want Dixon. Left, right, Nash. It's going to be Ken Sanders throwing. The workhorse, Ken Sanders. Jerry Adair's 0 for 2. And he squares to bunt. He's an A. Surprise bunt there on the 4, and he beats it out. Holy cow, what a play. Adair beats out the bunt. Terry looks flabbergasted. And out to the mound goes Roof. Here comes Alvin Dark. It's a conference on the mound. I'll throw it out here now to the crowd, to the chat, to all you fellas. Would you hook him right now? One more hitter walk's going to fatigue him anyway. Entire infield out there on the mound with Roof and the manager Dark. And he's waving to the bullpen. That's going to do it for Terry. So Ken Sanders will come in, and here it's a first, second, and nobody out situation. $5+ for Terry, about what you'd expect. Nine hits, 3 runs so far. Walked just 1, and that was in this inning. Struck out only 1. Sanders, despite a good card, well, he's got 2 sets of stats, okay? He's been in 5 games with Kansas City. He's 1-2, 4.66. Just 9 2/3 innings of work. His total numbers, 4-4 with a save, 3.96, 39 innings of work. First and second, nobody out. Lee Elia is the batter. Sanders ready to go to work. Full windup. The pitch to Elia on a 4-7, and he loses in ball 4. The bases are loaded. 2 walks and a single have loaded him up here for the White Sox with nobody out, and Ken Berry is the batter. Infield at double play depth. Sanders, fastball, 2-11. Base hit into left field. That's going to score at least 1. Martin scores. Adair rounding, 12. Gosker a 0. They will hold him. So station to station. Give Berry an RBI. It's 4-1. Base is still loaded, and here's John. John, a B bunter. But the only thing he could do here is bunt. Kansas City's bringing the infield in. And you know I'm desperate when I do that. I hate the infield in with the bases loaded in general, but with the bases loaded and nobody out, I hate it even more. But infield in it is, and here comes the pitch to Tommy John, a right-handed hitter on a 1-5. Grounder to third base, A. Hang on now, I gotta look at this. Loaded, 9. Double play. Batter out, runner on third out. Others advance. So with the infield in even, they get the double play. It doesn't say who they hit it to. Well, we got to put something in there. I'm going to call it 6-2-3. Third base on the 1-5. Thank you, Ben. That's even better. We're going to call it 5-2-3. Not a huge deal, but we strive for accuracy. So now it's Agee or Buford. They'll pitch to Agee. Second and third, 2 down now. Sanders trying to get out of this on a 4-3 fly ball to right field X. Tough chance for Hirschberger. He's on his horse. 2-E-8. Here's the play on a 5. He leaps and makes an incredible running catch to save 2 runs. Holy crap, that's the play of the game. That's going to get a double exclamation. So an incredible catch by Hirschberger in right field. That ball had gap written all over it, and somehow Hirschberger covered a ton of ground, leaped, and got to it at the last second. And out of all that, the White Sox settle for a lone run. And the score is 4-1. That was an interesting inning. Yes, Ben, kind of as it's done all season, in fact. Bottom of the 6th. John is a 7. I'm going to get some more coffee first. Wow, excuse me. Let me get a drink of my water here. Okay. Bottom of the 6th, 4-1 Chicago. Danny Cater will lead it off. His RBI single in the 3rd, accounting for the lone A's run. John gets the sign. The pitch on a 6-7 righty. He loses him ball 4. A leadoff walk to Cater. And here's the beer batter, Hawk Harrelson. 0 for 2 with a K. Tommy John out of the stretch. That's a 4-3 righty. Fly ball right field X. Tough chance for McCraw. 3-E-5. Racing towards the line on a 19. He's there to make the catch. Back to the bag trots Cater. And here's Dick Green. Green 0 for 2. TJ from the stretch, 3-5 lefty. He lifts it to left field. Can of corn for Ken Berry, who gloves it for the second out. And it will be up to Nosek. Singled in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. John checks the runner. Comes to the plate, 6-6 righty. Base hit right center, triple to 7. That is going to be 3 bases for Nosek. They're waving Cater around. Nosek digging for 3rd. RBI triple, Joe Nosek. So the A's get the run right back. Score is 4-2 now. And here's the catcher, Phil Roof. Chock full of nuts is the heavenly coffee, after all. I don't think they were, Jeremiah. I'm not 100% positive, but I'm 95%. Roof's the tying run, so they're not going to put him on to face the pitcher. If they did, Kansas City would most likely bat for Sanders anyway, so they'll pitch to Roof with a runner at third and 2 down. John's pitch is a 4-11 righty, pops him up left side. Buford will take it, and that ends the inning. A's settle for a run on a hit and leave a man at third base. So after 6 complete, it's 4-2 White Sox. There you go, Ernest. You heard the jingle. Nice. I tell you, when I was in my 20s, I used to hear that thing 10 times a day on KABC Radio Los Angeles. They must have been one of the primary sponsors. Do they still have chock full of nuts? Well, since Sanders didn't come to bat in the bottom of the 6th, he will take the mound for the 7th. Facing Buford, McCraw, and Skowron here. Buford 1 for 3 with a home run. Hitting left-handed. Hello, Joel Turney. Sanders into the windup now. The pitch to Buford on a 4-8 lefty. Grounds it to first. Harrelson has it. Throws to Sanders covering, and there's one down. Mookie in the tower. Tom McCraw at the plate. Sanders into the windup. It's a 1-8 righty. Grounder to second. Green to his left, cuts it off, flips it to Harrelson. Two down for Skowron. Doubled, tripled, and grounded to third. The pitch from Sanders. 2-6 righty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 1-2-3 inning for Ken Sanders. So Kansas City's hanging in there. They're in the game. When we come back, the first endurance inning for Tommy John. Let's check in on Mookie. Soon to be Mookie the Flying Cat. Look, Mookie, what's that out the airplane window? Is that Rocky the Flying Squirrel? No, don't try to leap out and get him. He's been feisty this morning, too, and of course, he's crashed out. He must have wore himself out. Hi, Mook. Hi, Mookie. Hey. How about this? Oh, there you go. How about that? Oh, he's got it. What are you going to do with it now? Drop it. Okay. You dropped it, Mook. E6, buddy. That strand, of course, is from the scratching post rope he's annihilated. Oh, yeah, so I did a test with the, oh, God, what's the drug you give him again that I got from the vet? Hang on, I've got it right here. Gabapentin. So I gave him a half dose yesterday after the game. And honestly, I didn't notice anything. Certainly not at first. So I would say, it looks like it takes about 3 hours to reach its maximum level of effectiveness. So I'm going to give him a whole one tomorrow. I'm going to shoot for 3 hours before airport arrival. It'll be the airport that'll freak him out. Once he's on the plane, I think he'll be fine. Susie the blowing snowflake and all of her friends. Good game today, 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. And Kansas City will start it off by sending up a pinch hitter for Sanders. So Sanders goes 2. Terry allowed 4 runs, all earned. Sanders gave up a hit, a walk, a strikeout, no runs. A lot of left-handers on the bench, that's for sure. And so they'll send up Ossie Chavaria to lead things off. On the season, hitting .279, a homer, 7 RBIs. Just 68 at-bats for Ozzie. Tommy John into the windup. Here's the pitch. 1-5, struck him out. Holy cow, I gotta add him up now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 strikeouts for John. Very un-Tommy John-like. Here's Campy with 1 away. Campy 1 for 3. John into the windup now. 2-7 left-handed. He pops him up. It's a tweener. Buford will take it. And there's 2 away. Here's Gosker now. John delivers. A 2-7 lefty, grounder to first, single on a 1 only, fielded by Skowron. Feeds John covering, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. We've played 7. It's White Sox 4, Athletics 2. We need a new pitcher for Kansas City. We've got lefty and a bunch of righties. Let's take a look at it. Aker, too early for Aker. Now they're going to go to Aker. He needs the work. They're going to bring in their bullpen ace, Jack Aker. Even though they're trailing by 2 here. Aker 1-4, 14 saves, 3.56 on the season. J.C. Martin will start off the 8th for Chicago. Martin singled and walked, 1 for 2. 4-11 left-handed. High fly ball to right. He has the power. Back goes Hirschberger at the track, at the wall. He bakes the catch at the wall. Oh my, Martin gave it a ride. And it died on the track. Watch me. Who doesn't remember that one, Franklin, right? And now here's something we hope you'll really enjoy. And that would be Jerry Adair hitting, I guess. He's 1 for 3. The one hit he had, he beat out a bunt. Aker's pitch. 3-11 right-handed. He grounds it to first. Hawk Harrelson will take it himself. And there's 2 quick outs for Aker. Here's the shortstop, Elia. The windup on the pitch. 5'8" righty. Second base X, that's Dick Green once again, 2E19. Here's the play. On an 18, he's there, throws him out, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Aker with a nice play by Dick Green. Let's take a look at Chicago's defense now as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Barry's in left. Okay, one change. Scourin will come out. He'll be replaced by Floyd Robinson, who will go to right field. Two E12 plus 1. And Tommy McCraw comes in and moves to first base. 2-16. Could replace Buford, but I'll leave him alone for now. Second endurance inning for Tommy John. His club up 4-2. Heart of the order for Kansas City in the bottom of the 8th. If they're going to get something going in this one, now's the time. Hirschberger singled and walked, flew to center. TJ gets the sign from Martin. Here's the pitch on a 3-9 lefty. That's ripped high and deep to left. That's going to be over Barry's head. A triple to 12, and he holds with a double. Thought about going to third, but trailing by 2, he wisely holds at second. And that's going to get somebody up in the White Sox pen. With mostly righties. Wilhelm worked this game in real life. Wilhelm and Locker throwing in the White Sox pen. 2 right-handers. Hoyt Wilhelm and Bob Locker. Danny Cater, the hitter. Cater grounded to third, singled and walked. John, a check of the runner. Full windup. On a 5-9 righty, he lifts it to straightaway center. Agee backs up a bit and pulls it in. That's the first out of the inning, and here's Hawk Harrelson, the beer batter. He is 0 for 3. John into the windup. 5-6 right-handed, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Drink 'em if you got 'em. Bottoms up. That'll leave it up to team RBI leader Dick Green. Once again, the tying run at the plate. TJ with the pitch. 2-9 lefty. Hard smash to third. Buford has it. Throws him out, and that'll end the inning. No runs a hit, 1 left. 8 complete. It's 4-2 White Sox. And now Tommy John finds himself just 3 outs away from a complete game. I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody for joining me. It will be a few days before you can expect another game. I'll be in a extended stay hotel until after Christmas, and then I'll go to my friend's house. So I would say, realistically, I probably wouldn't look for a game until the 23rd. I'm just guessing now. Possibly the 22nd, but I would say more realistically the 23rd. That is Van Halen, Franklin. Good night, Richard. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ernest. Safe flight, more for Mookie's sake than mine, I think. Okay, ninth inning of a 4-2 game. It's Barry, John, and Agee. Akers' second inning. Barry 2 for 3. Akers' pitch is a fastball, 4-5 righty. That's ripped into the gap. High fly ball to left. Homer to 2, and that is going to be... That's a re-roll. On a 20, he'll take the double. Barry's second double, third hit of the game. White Sox looking for some insurance here in the top of the ninth as John comes to bat. A B bunter. Kansas City will pull him in, making him a C. And he's going to swing away. The right-handed hitter with M power. 5-6 righty, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Not surprising. One away, and Tommy Agee strides to the plate. Agee 0 for 4 today. He came in hot, but he cooled off in this game. Aker checks the runner now. The pitch to Agee on a 3-8 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Aker. And it'll be up to Buford. Tommy McCraw on deck. Akers pitch to the left-handed hitter is a 4-2. Base hit into center, open single. Barry can try to score on that. 15, 17. Nosek a +1 to 18. Here he comes. They're going to throw. 1 to 18 to the plate. He scores. RBI Buford, and they get that insurance run. And Buford goes to second on the throw. With 2 outs, already trailing by 2, they really had no choice but to hope for a miracle there and throw through. Five to 2, here's McCraw. Aker gets the sign. 2-9 right-handed, he struck him out. So he strikes out the side. But the White Sox get a run on 2 hits and leave 1, and they take a 5-2 lead to the bottom of the ninth. Now can John go the distance? He wobbled a little bit in the 8th. He bent but didn't break. So he's out there for the ninth. Thank you, Bob Merrow. Nosek, Roof, and a pinch hitter for Kansas City. Nosek will bat. We'll see about Roof. Not a lot on Kansas City's bench, frankly. It may have to be Roof. Nosek's 2 for 3. Tommy John into the windup. 5-9 righty. Fly ball straight away center. Routine for Agee. And there's 1 down. Let's look at the bench now, keeping in mind we're going to need 2 pinch hitters. You've got a lefty. You've got Ed Charles. He could hit. Another lefty. And Suarez, the other catcher. Might as well just let Roof bat, and then we'll use Ed Charles to hit for the pitcher. So Phil Roof, 0 for 3, struck out twice. Here's the pitch to John. It's a 3-11 left-handed. He goes the other way, bounces it to first. Skowron has it, underhands to John, covering. And Kansas City down to their final out, and it will be pinch hitter Ed Charles. Charles, the right-handed hitting infielder. Hitting .292 on the year, 3 homers, 22 RBIs. John trying to nail it down, gets his sign. 6'2", right-handed, ground ball to the pitcher. He is a .333. Hold your breath on this one. On a 16, it's the error range. 11. On a 33, he makes the play. He makes the play, and the game is over. Wow, what a play by John. 1-3-X. That had error written all over it, didn't it? But he makes the play, and that's the game. 5-2 White Sox, the final. Totals coming up here. Tommy John picks up the win. He's 5-7 now. That might have been his best pitched game of the year so far. I mentioned at the start of the game how he'd underperformed his card so far. He gave up 3, 4, 5, just 6 hits. 2 runs, only 1 earned. Walked 2 and struck out 9. A season high in strikeouts for John. Ralph Terry takes the loss. He drops to 2-3. Aker 2 innings. 2 hits and a run. No walks, 3 strikeouts. Barry, a 3-hit game with a pair of doubles. I'm kind of leaning Tommy John here. Just 1 earned run, 9 Ks. And he's been struggling for most of the season. Not that that has anything to do with player of the game. I just threw that in there. White Sox win it with 5 runs, 12 hits, no errors. Athletics 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Again, if not for the Athletic defense, it could have been worse. Anyone else thought, thank you, Carl, appreciate it. Thank you, Joel Horland. Yes, sir, you know what that's all about. I did a snowbird trip 3 years ago, so this will be my second. Looking forward to it. I'm leaning to Tommy John, player of the game, unless somebody talks me out of it. Barry did have a good game, too. As did Skowron. I can tell you that when I appear again on YouTube, our next series is a double header. Baltimore Orioles and New York Yankees. No objections. I'm going to go ahead and make your Chief Spokane Gary player of the game, Tommy John. With an attaboy to Ken Berry. And that's going to do it for me. I'm going to have some lunch, finish up my laying out my stuff, either pack or pack tomorrow. I'll probably pack tomorrow. I've got a couple things in there now. What else do I have to do? Well, I've got a checklist somewhere. Yeah, you know I've got it all written down. I don't trust it to memory. So I'm going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a great evening. I guess I'll see you when I see you. Take care, everybody. So long for now.